What's going on, guys? Doing some digging on market movers and just thought I'd share. We're getting out to, about a month left until the puck drops, and we're going to be getting ready to go. Hockey will be back, and we'll be looking for a new Stanley Cup champion or a repeat Stanley Cup champion, hopefully a repeat. Anyways, was doing some digging, seeing who's moving, who's down, who's up. Players who are still down have sort of held their summer lows, but as always, using market movers, link below, you get market movers for $1 for your first month if you want to give it a whirl. Start off with Nick Suzuki here. I want to go through this relatively quickly. Nick Suzuki, not a heck of a lot really going on. He is down. We're looking at the 90-day graph here. PSA 10 actually up 3% in the last 90 days, and the raw down about 30%. So we'll extend this out. Nick Suzuki came down. He was selling way up for a while and just sort of trending down. Nothing too crazy. I really think it just has to do with people putting their attention in Cole Caulfield, and this may be an opportunity if you think that Nick Suzuki could be the guy. Sales sort of all over. Next guy we'll take a look at, if we look at the price movers here, show you some of the guys who are down. So we have Carter Hart down, deservedly so. Lucas Raymond, sorry if you're a Philly fan. Lucas Raymond down a bit, likely just a sale or two. I didn't really look at his graph, but we'll take a look at Igor Shesterkin here. And pretty interesting, or maybe not so interesting. Came down last off season, came back up, and then it's had a low sale. The PSA 10, a couple of good PSA 10 sales here, but seems to have settled. These PSA 10 sales, 227 and 232, with the raw being around 125, and then we got a 160 here and a low sale of $100, call it $97. Not a great grading play there. See what happens with Shesterkin. I would expect this spread to move a little bit. If we take a quick look at the ratios, take a look at the 30-day ratio, 1.84. Not a card I would look to grade, but that's Shesterkin. Take a look at Quinn Hughes, but we'll take a look, flip it to the last 90 and sort of see what's going on. So this looks like he's down a little bit, down about 15%. We see a really low raw sale here. One of the things to note here when you see these really low raw sales is a lot of the times, what's he going for? $30 over there. Is I would imagine, let's see if I'm right, because these $8 sales, what happens a lot is the person's charging a lot of shipping. So I would expect there to be about 50, probably an auction that has a $15 or so shipping fee on it. So we'll take a look and see. We'll check the original listing. And yeah, as you can see, so it's got US $17 shipping. So, oh, this is also a Beckett. This is a BGS 8.5. This shouldn't be in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and it's a BGS 8.5 and it went for $8.50, $24. Well, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and report that to market movers. And they'll take that sale out of there. So he's been around the $22 mark, with the PSA 10 up at about $130. So Quinn Hughes, good player. That's a pretty low sale for the production that he has when you compare him to guys like Fox and all the rookies who were putting up points last year, Miro and such. But there's Quinn Hughes. If you're looking to buy, $120, get him. And that's not a recommendation. This isn't financial advice. I'm just pointing some stuff out. Alexi, I think I got Alexi here. So he continues his downward grind. We'll take a look at the last 90 days. Couple ways to look at this, I mean, Alexi, good player. Is he going to get minutes this year? Is this the year where he can break the top 6? I'm not sure. There's a lot of juggling that they're doing in New York there. Who knows? But anyways, he started off, right now he's down about 45% on his raw and down about 17% on his PSA 10. PSA 10 down at 255, which is where his raw was like when it came out, or that's probably below where his raw was. But there's Alexi, who's down. And then we sort of get into guys who aren't down a heck of a lot. We're going to shift to players who are up. So this one I wasn't really aware of, sort of snuck up on me, to be quite honest. Jack Eichel, nice little trend line upward from here, going back to August, where, you know, there were a couple sales, $40 and $30 for his raw, and his last sale was at about $97. Sale before that at $74. Also seen his PSA 10 go up, but this goes back to summertime too. So we have a July sale at $215. Then we got a sale at $260, and the most recent, which was on the 10th, so that's a month ago. That's August the 10th. Sale at $275. So I would expect the next sale to likely be higher. $97 raw, probably going to put him at about a $350 sale or plus, which would be in normal multiple. So if you can get a less than 350 US, I think that's a good price. If you can get it based off this comp at 275 when the raw is going at 100, that sounds pretty reasonable to me. But Jack Eichel creeping up there. Got Drake Batherson, big sale on his PSA 10. He went in April, and this is a pop 153. We can look at the pops in here if you like to see. We'll take a look at the last year. So Batherson creeping up. Pop 153 sale on April the 11th for 160, and then a sale of 303 on the 30th of August, so a week and a bit ago. And you can sort of see in his raw prices bouncing all over the place, but basically a $20 young gun here. A little bit higher sale up to $30 here on the 4th just a few days ago. So gonna be sort of interesting to watch this card and see where it goes with Ottawa having a bunch of guys who are investable. You know, you got Stützle over there, you got Norris, you got Sanderson, it will be new, you got Batherson. Who am I missing? I don't know. I mean, DeBrincat went over there. So a bunch of money. Who are you going to put it in? You can't, I mean, you can put it in all of them, but it's likely not going to work out that way. One of those guys is going to win. Don't know who it is yet, but Batherson getting a little bit of love. And we got Jonathan Taves up a bit, which is really, really good to see. So good for him. Not going to take a look at him, though. Take a look at Jack Hughes. See Jack Hughes all over the place on social media and different places, which is what I watch. I want to hear who people are talking about. I always say it doesn't, you know, what I think doesn't matter. I want to feed off of the hype that other people are thinking. And one other point that I wanted to make is you don't have to go out and buy these PSA 10s to make a play at these guys. I do, as everyone knows, I do a lot of flipping on ComC, from ComC to eBay. You can get cards at a good price, you know, mark them up, make money that way, do flips, low dollar flips, low dollars. Everyone's always buying low dollar cards. So if you like Jack Hughes, go on ComC, buy some cards. They're going to sell. I'm telling you, it's my bread and butter. It's my go-to. What cards? You got to figure that out a bit. Take some time, practice, what have you, but you'll figure it out. But you don't have to go out here and buy a PSA 10 if you don't have that kind of money. I get it. But these graphs are a good gauge for sort of attention that's going to a player and ultimately money that's going into a player, right? So we have Jack Hughes 90-day here, $301 on the PSA 10, up about 10%. And we look at this last raw sale, $119. This was two sales, split amongst two sales, but up quite a bit from the $87 previous sales. So he's sort of floated and had a couple big sales here. Doesn't surprise me at all. From $120, I would expect this card at about 3.5, 120, 240, 360 and 60 is about 420. So I would expect, you know, a 350, 370-ish dollar sale on Hughes. Problem with Hughes, pop 1792. So will that hold the price down? Could that keep the PSA 10 down? Price down? Could. We'll see. But based on the normal multiples that we've seen from him, and we'll take a look here and just take a look at 30-day average, so 3.5, right in line with pretty much everyone else. You know, I'd expect definitely a $350 to $400 sale if this, you know, we see a couple more raw sales at this 120 price. It's going to kick his PSA 10 price up. And there aren't too many listed on eBay. How did Jack Hughes finish the year? Pretty good. He had 17 points here in his last 14 games in March. 9 goals in those 14 games, and he had a really good February as well. He had 12 points in 6 games. Notice these are all-star games. That sort of messed me up when I was looking at this earlier, but he had 5 goals in 6 games, so he had a good end to his season. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone if he does, he has a good season. He's still 21, but Jack Hughes, I know a lot of people are digging him, and so that's where Jack Hughes is at. Mason MacTavish, up 53% coming off his play at the World Juniors. You see him drive up here during the juniors and then come down a little bit, but to be determined what happens with Zegras and MacTavish. One of them's probably going to win. One will likely go up. One will likely go down, would be my guess. But we'll see. There's Mason MacTavish if you're interested, sitting at about $34 for your raw copy, up to about $40. So somewhere in that range there. Austin Matthews, the player who I picked as sort of the chalk play of the summer. We'll take a look. This is in the last 2 months, so the last 60 days. He's up 7% on his PSA 10, but 25% on his raw. I would expect that the PSA 10 goes up, continues to go up and separate from the raw, and you sort of see a little bit better here. I think this was just chalk being down at this, $1,300, $1,350 for a raw copy. Pretty much called the bottom in my last video. I thought that was a great price. If you could actually get one at that price at the $1,350 mark, and already seen a small uptick to $1,527. Seems like easy money. I don't know. Not financial advice. Don't buy them. Don't buy them. We'll just watch the graphs. Okay? I'm with you. I'm not buying them either. I'm not buying them. Take a look at the next guy. We got Jason Robertson, another guy who gets attention on social media and I've sort of cued in on. Not a player I really look to invest in, but lower dollar flips, I'll certainly buy some. Definitely seeing some uptick in his PSA 10 here. And same with Alex DeBrincat, who we're going to look at next. The interesting thing is you don't see a heck of a lot of movement, 22, 26 to 30. I mean, I guess that's a 50% increase. But you see more movement in the PSA 10 than in the raw. And the last card we'll look at, by the way, let me know what you think of this video. I never ask in the videos for you to comment and subscribe and like and do those things, but it really helps me out, so I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. Thanks, guys. Last card we'll look at is Alex DeBrincat. And he's still down, now a Ottawa Senator. Here's the interesting thing. One thing I'll point out with Alex DeBrincat, just seen, a small uptick in his PSA 10 sale here. But if we take a look at his raw, it's just been a $30 card forever. Little peaks and valleys, 26, but it's 26 to 32, 34 bucks, 27, $32, 28. And here, at the end, we're sitting at about $31. Sale before that 22, but you get more volatility in his PSA 10. So if I'm looking at Alex DeBrincat, I'm looking to buy a PSA 10 and hoping to capitalize on this volatility. I'm not looking to buy a raw where it goes from $24 to $31, even though that's a pretty reasonable rate of return. Just not something I'd look for. I'd look more to the PSA 10 and try and catch a volatility there on the upside. Get rid of him as soon as possible if he can get a good start to the season on that Sens team. But there you have it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Comment down below, hit the like button. Check you.